Me entering my local Wetherspoons pub alone at 3 p.m.
I can feel an adventure coming on.
Me after I ignored the instruction on my body hair removal cream not to use it in pubic areas. And this is me when one of the women I'm dating sees one of my guitars and asks me to serenade them. Hello folks, and welcome back to the show. Today we're going to talk about 3 affordable hidden gems. It's going to be a really fun video. I've kind of got really inspired about these 3 that I hadn't smelled or talked about for ages on the channel, so I'm excited to share them with you. Before I do that, don't forget, I am proud to collaborate with the Fragrance Decant Boutique website, decantboutique.com, link in the description there. That is my recommended place for you guys in the USA, and they ship elsewhere too, but it's a USA-based fragrance sampling site. Get your fragrance samples there from an amazing range of designer and niche fragrances, and I've got a code for you, Mr. Smelly 10, that gets you 10% off across the site. If you're in the UK, my recommended place for you to get your fragrance samples is Fragrance Samples UK, a stunning range of fragrances there, run by a great guy. Greggy Boy 76 was his YouTube channel name. His name's really just Greg, not Greggy Boy 76. And I've got a code for you there too. Mr. Smelly 10 also gets you 10% off Fragrance Samples UK. Links to both those sites are down there in the description. Okay, so 3 fragrances. You know, sometimes, how shall I put this? You need to shop your collection. I've got a lot of fragrances, and there are, of course, therefore loads that I haven't sprayed or used in a while. And I was thinking, oh, I kind of need to go and buy some new fragrances for the channel because, I might run out of things to talk about. But it's a bit like when your mum says to you, I want a new toy, Mum. I want that toy. I want this new Star Wars toy. And she says, what about that Action Man that we bought you? It's lying at the bottom of the cupboard and you never play with it. Why don't you? You've got to sometimes play with your old toys. And I had a look through my collection, some that I hadn't sprayed for a while, and I reminded myself of these 3 amazing affordable gems. The prices are crazy and they smell great, so let's get stuck into it. Bit different from the stuff we're hearing about all over, the hyped up releases that we always hear about trending on the YouTube channels. Nothing wrong with that, but here we go. Number 1 today is going to be Proraso Colonia Wooden Spice. So Wooden Spice Cologne by Proraso. This is a shaving brand, and they have some really great eau de toilettes. This is actually amazing stuff. So the price, I found this in the UK for £16 on Notino, a 100ml bottle. You can get it in the USA. I found it on the official Proraso site. I think it was $36, but it's maybe cheaper on the grey market. 2017 release, note listing, you've got cumin, saffron, sandalwood, cedar, vanilla, and rock rose. So what really stands out is a beautiful sandalwood accord and a kind of indeterminate mix of some other woods and a slight mild, there's a tiny spider hanging off there, that's not a good sign, a tiny kind of hint of a modest sweetness, but it's warming, it's woody, it has a masculine aura to me, and maybe just a hint of that kind of incense. It's a bit silly, but I even felt like I picked up a hint of sort of modern synthetic undertone of oud, tiny bit of a reminiscence of Dunhill's Icon Absolute, but it's not a clone of that, or very, very similar. I actually like it more. So Proraso Wooden Spice. It kind of does what it says on the tin. It's subtly spicy, a tiny hint of sweetness just to balance out the woodiness and the spiciness, and a really nice sandalwood accord in there for the money. Amazing stuff. So really great everyday wearer, any time of year. Performance for me has been pretty decent. Proraso Wooden Spice. It's a bargain, made in Italy. I mean, what's not to like? Don't forget, you can now become a member of my channel. Just click join and you get access to exclusive videos made especially for channel members, and you get back issues of the live streams, which are no longer going to be staying up on my channel. Another thing you can also do is join me on Patreon. If you search Mr. Smelly or click the link in the description, that is where you get an extra weekly podcast from Mr. Smelly, only for Patreon members. Okay, next up, actually knocked my pants off. Not literally, that would be a horrible thought, but I knocked my own socks off. Again, that's a metaphor, not literally. Oh, don't you hate it when people say, that literally blew my head off? It's like, no, it didn't literally blow your head off. It metaphorically did. Please do not misuse the word literally. Okay, Eau Courage, a French brand. I don't know much about them. Originally, apparently released in 1977. This is the 2012 re-release. Eau de Courage, £14 or just over that. I found it online in the UK. So it's a French perfume, a Chypre. Note listing. I love these notes. Lime, bergamot, petitgrain, mint, wormwood, lily of the valley, moss, vetiver, and patchouli. It's a beautiful green, citrusy, quite citrus-leaning Chypre fragrance. So you really get that beautiful burst of lime, bergamot, and petitgrain in the beginning. I don't pick up noticeably on mint, but it's playing its subtle role in there. And then just a fantastic combination. Classic combination, oak moss vetiver, patchouli there. There's lily of the valley. I can't honestly say I've ever smelt a lily of the valley on its own, but it's in everything, isn't it? I need to get better at this. Eau de Courage, it kind of smells like the colour of that. Really nice. I would wear this on a night out. I would, if I was in the mood to wear Dior Eau Sauvage, but I didn't fancy using that again, using up my vintage bottle. I'd reach for something like this. It's a beautiful, crisp, green, fresh, sort of old-fashioned, but not dated, just timeless, crisp, fresh, citrusy, green, soapy, a little light in performance, so you can go heavy, might be an ideal work scent. Just so likeable, kind of unisex, really, really nice, quite like the old school bottle design. Eau de Courage, crazy prices, and it's beautiful. Here's one that I've mentioned a bit more on the channel. Those two, if I've mentioned them at all, very rarely. Nikos Sculpture, 1995 release. I love the crazy bottle design to represent a sail on a sailing ship. And there's some fingerprints on the bottle. I think it's a Greek brand, Nikos Sculpture. £18 something. I found a 100ml bottle here, which I have online. And your note listing is orange tree blossom, tangerine, bergamot, lemon, jasmine, lily of the valley, rose, geranium, tonka, amber, benzoin, and cedar. This has this wonderful kind of wistful summer holiday aura about it. I envisage a man in a linen white shirt and perhaps linen trousers and some nice shoes with no socks and a much better physique than mine and a bronzed skin and much better hairline than mine, all that kind of thing, and a chiseled jaw, wearing this for a night out on the Mediterranean coast. It's that kind of vibe. In the wistful aura that it gives to me, it reminds me strangely, but not really in the smell, of Dolce & Gabbana Porom Original Formula. Maybe there is a hint of that kind of tobacco accord in there. It's a dreamy, fresh, synthetic, floral, whispers on the wind kind of fragrance that evokes the air of the summertime air coming in off the sea when you're on a wonderful holiday somewhere in the Mediterranean Sea. I really, really enjoy Nikos Sculpture. So 3 amazing choices: Proraso Wood and Spice, Nikos Sculpture, and Eau de Courage. You don't hear about those every day on all the channels. Let me know what you think about that, and please subscribe if you've enjoyed the video, or even if you didn't, maybe the next one will be better. It could hardly be any worse. Other than that, it's just time for my catchphrases. First of all, whatever we're doing in life, let's project, and although life may sometimes stink, at least we can always smell good. My watch of the day, it's the Rolex Submariner GMT Master from 1999. I will see you in the next episode. Take care. Bye-bye. You might also want to check out at Norton & Wilson. We still have a stunning offer for the USA and Canada customers. All 4 fragrances from Norton & Wilson for just $380. Don't miss out.
Absolutely beautiful. So let's put it on. I cannot accentuate the impact this has on my skin. This is a fragrance I would definitely take with me on a tour of Italy. This is an Englishman in Italy, in Tuscany. That's what it is. I'm in love with this fragrance, absolutely in love with this.